All right, so you'll see my setup here. I've got this image. It's actually this image just set up right next to my painting. And I'm going to start sketching that right now. So these are the scaled images. So you'll see that I'm like finding the points here, and I'm kind of measuring to where they are in the on the panel here. So like up above the middle point there, and I'm just kind of making general lines that reference both grids, so you can see that the grids are the same size. Once I get my sketching done, I just move to a black paint. I've got a little bit of white paint, so I've mixed up some grays here. I start with those darks first, the darkest darks. Notice everything's kind of in the foreground there that I've painted. I then kind of move to some middle ground values, some darker values in that mountain that's closest to us. But nothing's as dark or as close as the roofs here in the foreground. I am starting to work in some values in these foreground elements, and you can see that there's some variation in this sort of square building off to the left over by where my hand is. And then I'm adding some more detail on the roof lines and in those foreground buildings. The next thing I do is work with the value kind of in the sky area. I'm working with a pretty small brush, but you can use a bigger brush to fill in larger areas if you've got some there. Notice I'm trying to kind of create a gradient just like what's in the reference, by just sort of mixing a darker color and a lighter color and putting the lighter color lower and then putting that darker color up above. I'm starting to do some smaller details in the foreground here, more variation of value. Like you see the white there, I'm just kind of smushing it in. The paint's still relatively thick, but I'm almost done with this underpainting. The next step will be to start adding in some color and try and match up the color to the value.